Hello, everybody. Welcome to Go Global World Pitch Bootcamp. This is the 11th Pitch Bootcamp where we bring startups and experts in one room where we have a very close conversation about how you pitch, where you can improve. We will challenge you as any investors would. It's not about raising here, it's about getting feedback. But sometimes experts, also angels, or might be sometimes even investors, they might consider you for investment. Though it's not the purpose, everything can happen. We are proud with our investor network and our pitch events that we have, like Pitch Bootcamp or GGW Sharks, that we run every month. Like the one we had last Friday, we had over 300 people. And we are expecting larger events soon in October. There will be San Francisco and LA Tech Week, where we are running these events as well on October 10th and October 17th. October 10th in San Francisco and October 17th in Los Angeles. And it's going to be thousands of people. So the previous event we had in San Francisco during Tech Week, it was 1,000 people RSVP'd. It was massive. And the response was enormous. So we're so grateful for your support. We are so grateful for our really active, amazing community of founders and investors. And with that said, I'm gonna present you a few slides. I'm gonna present our sponsor today. GGW Pitch Bootcamp is one of our pitch events that we decided to provide to the community as one of those events where you get feedback. It's really hard to get feedback from investors. They usually say, okay, not interesting, or pass, not responding. But how do you know what exactly you need to do or how you can improve if you don't have advice? So that is why we bring experts, those people who have expertise and have seen a lot of pitches, that are willing to share with you this advice so you can improve. Go Global World is a large startup investor community, but also we have built a platform where we connect founders and investors. It's a #1 platform where you connect with warm investors. Every investor, every startup, they go through screening and verification and approval to the platform in order to get access to the deal flow we provide. And it's important because you don't want to connect with random investors. Investors don't want to connect with random startups. With that, with the platform, we ensure that you have only relevant connections. You only see relevant investors from our warm network, and they see only relevant deal flow. And if you have a match, chat gets activated and you can chat, invite them for the Zoom call or for a coffee, depends on your location, and you take it from there. And we have thousands of connections. People do raise capital after those connections, but the most important what we offer you is access to the network of warm investors and warm interest. We have 5,000 venture investors on our network with who we exchange deal flow and do warm introduction for you. If you become a subscriber to the platform, then you can benefit it all. Just talk to Alex from our team. He's on the call and he will be running the show, and he will tell you more. Now, Go Global World is the group of companies. Go Global World platform I just told you about, but we also have GGW services, where we do incorporation, taxes, accounting for any United States business. And this is important because we have hundreds of customers. We work with a lot of startups. We partner with a lot of startup ecosystem accelerators. Even consulates of other different countries are working with us to help their startup ecosystems to get to land to the United States market and start operating without headache at reasonable pricing. This is what we do. This is how we help, and this is our other business. And the third company we have, it's not going to be on a slide, is GGW Ventures, where we invest in startups, and we also look at startups at seed Series A, primarily software, but not limited. And we want to see some actively growing revenue. With that said, I'm proud to have our partner and a sponsor of this event, the company Empowerly. We are long friends with Stellar, and we're so grateful they are supporting us for quite a long time already. And it's been a fun journey. So I would like Stella to present your company, and I will change your slides. Just Stella, the floor is yours.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Stella, and I'm currently working in the startup internship program at Empowerly. I'm just curious, is anyone looking for interns for free? We're a college counseling firm with a pool of talented high school students. Through our program, we help match companies with motivated students for internship at no cost. We handle all the logistics. All you need to do is share the job description and conduct interviews. We've already matched thousands of students with over 300 companies, including lots of VC-backed startups. If you're interested in getting interns this fall or in the future, feel free to scan the QR code. The next slide, yes. Or I would put a link in the chat for you to sign up. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stella. So they have an amazing startup program, and I have enormous response from our network. The guys are benefiting, starting their companies, and they get these free interns. It's just a no-brainer, fantastic deal. So please check this out. Scan this QR code. I'm stopping here for a second. Just take a screenshot or scan this QR code, and also we will follow up. I think even for us, it's a huge benefit where you can bring talented people to your team, and maybe then you can hire them in the future, but you can benefit in turns already through Empowerly. Okay, thank you, Stella, so much. We are so grateful you guys participating and supporting our community. It's been great. Now we are going back to our fantastic event and amazing judges that decided to share feedback today at GGW Pitch Bootcamp. And we have today Jeni Chang, Managing Director at Founder Institute, and Roy C. Vella, co-founder and CEO at Next CoLab. So let's start with Jeni. Jeni, can you say a few words about yourself and what you do? What's your expertise?
Yeah, definitely. Hi, everyone. It's really nice to meet you. Looking forward to hearing about all the pitches. My name is Jeni. My background is I'm actually a geneticist by education and behavioral psych. I did Fortune 500, Fortune 100 companies, Citigroup, United, Google for a little while. Got tricked into starting a startup. Yeah, tricked. Feel free to ping me later if you'd like to hear that story. Moved over to leading a global accelerator, also a venture capitalist. We invest in pre-seed to Series A companies. We are industry agnostic. And then Ray, I'll let you take it from here. Roy, I'll let you take it from here.
Yeah, it's so fantastic to have you, and so grateful for that you could share your advice. Thanks for coming, and looking forward to your advice. So, Roy, I know you for I don't know, for so many years. You've been on our events before. You already shared your advice. So, tell us more about yourself, and looking forward to know more.
Sure. Roy Vella. Geographically, a dozen years each: New York, Bay Area, London, and now I'm outside Boston. I'm a startup junkie. I try to get out, and I'm not good at it. So done everything: founder, mentor, advisor, board member, angel. Love the whole creative problem solving. Deepest in fintech. Spent maybe a couple decades in fintech. Early days of PayPal. PayPal sent me to London. That's how I got there initially. And then from fintech, did a whole bunch of things: smart home, IoT. And now AI, and actually I'm back in the founder seat again, but which is what Next CoLab is about, and happy to tell anyone about that if they want to hear it. But just love helping startups with the creative problem solving in the early days. So looking forward to this.
We look forward to this as well. Thanks for coming. Thanks for agreeing to share your feedback. And this is the right founder mindset we have. These people are coming to give back, to help you guys. So take this mindset and help others after the event. Now, with that said, Jeni, Roy, please share your contact information if you would like. And guys, please connect on social media. Now, the rules. It's important to make this event organized. So please keep yourself muted at all times except for experts. So then those who are presenting, they are not interrupting. So it would be a very sad situation when you are presenting, somebody interrupting you. So please, please, please make sure you're not interrupting others, and make sure you are muted. And raise your hand to pitch So then we can locate you who wants to pitch among those we already agreed that you pitch, and those who haven't discussed with us but still want to pitch. We'll put you in a list of people who can pitch today and ensure like the logistics. So some people will pitch. As usually we don't have enough capacity for everyone, but we'll try our best to give an opportunity to the most people. Now, if you want to be selected to pitch, you should put your full name and a company name in your avatar in Zoom. So edit it if this is some weird name in there or something is missing there. So we want to see your name and a company name. So it has to be visible. And keep your video on. So we want to ensure it's a real person behind it. Yeah, prepare your slides in advance. Learn how to present them. So there are some present button in I don't know, PowerPoint or Google, wherever. Yeah, so don't spend your time on setting slides when you were giving awards. So please be ready. So respect your time. You just got 3 minutes to pitch and a hard stop. We will stop you. And if you are not finished, you're not finished. That's how it is. We want to let everyone to pitch, so that has to be like that. Experts have 5 minutes to give you feedback. And if you, for some reason, would continue talking after 3 minutes, it will be taking time from your expert feedback. In the end, it will be only 5 minutes from experts. So if you speak for 5 minutes, then you got 3 minutes for expert feedback, just to be ensured. So in total, you have 8 minutes for everything. And we have to really be sort of strict on this because we want to be fair to everyone. So GGW platform members are pitching first. If you are a paid member, you of course have a priority. If you filled out your startup profile, then emailed us about your pitch, of course, we will give you also priority. If you first time here and you never pitched, just fill out the profile about your company on the platform, but you get opportunity to pitch on the first come first served basis. And if you don't get opportunity to pitch today, that's fine. We do these events all the time. We're going to give you as much opportunity as possible. Just email us at info@goglobal.world and we will make sure that you have priority for next event. With that said, I want to say you final things. Let's capture this moment and let's share some noise on social media. So take screenshots of yourself pitching, of us. Please share this across social media. Tag GoGlobalWorld, put hashtag GGW Pitch Bootcamp and GoGlobalWorld, and just let's create this noise, because when you support us, when you repost our posts as well, it gives us visibility so we can help more founders, we can reach more founders without paying Google or Facebook for advertising. We want to keep these events free. We want to support you guys as much as we can, and all your support is really important. And we're grateful for every like, for every comment, for especially every repost or reshare to your network. So this is something I really emphasize, and you want to do this every time you do any activity, and I'm thanking you for that. So our website is goglobal.world and our email info@goglobal.world. With that said, I'm done, and I would like to invite Alex to the stage. Alex will be running the show, and so Alex, feel free to kick myself from the stage and allow
Hey,
one
Daniel.
rest. All right. Alex is one of our colleagues from Junior Venture Associate team. He is in charge for our deal flow and for talking as much as possible for all entrepreneurs who are changing the world. So Alex is the right guy. Take his contacts, connect with him. He will guide you through our ecosystem. Thank you, guys, and I'll be on the background.
Thank you, Daniel. Don't want to kick you, just put one background here. And hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to meet you and see you today on our event. I'm Alex, Junior Venture Associate and Go Global World, and I'm the first contact when you share your deck with us. I'm the one to review it and help you to connect with our network. And now I want to start. Let's go. And the first startup that we want to see on the stage, and the founder is Dmitry Krugliak.
My name is Dmitry Krugliak. I'm CEO and broker in charge of Market Whiffs. We are a social brokerage platform that addresses the most fundamental question in real estate, combining AI and human insight in real time. What is that single most important and most stressful question in real estate? What is the home actually worth? We would look at this estimate, we ask an agent, we see conflicting news reports, and we are left with a multi-million-dollar guess. The way we discover property value is broken. It's inefficient, it's based on old data, and it's just a look in a rearview mirror. Imagine a vase for home values. Our free app allows everyone, buyers, sellers, and agents, to make a simple prediction of what a home will sell for. We call it a whiff. Get a whiff of the real estate market with our Market Whiffs app. Once the home sells, we will know who is the expert and who isn't. By weighing everyone's predictions against their track record, we can generate a live, crowdsourced valuation that reflects true market sentiment right now, not 3 months ago. Agents use it to prove their expertise and win clients. Consumers use it to support the biggest financial decision of their lives with confidence. We are not here to replace agents. We support and empower them. Our app is free to use. We make money through a customary 30% commission share when a consumer connects with a traditional agent on our platform and closes a transaction. This is a highly scalable, capital efficient for brokerage model already practiced in the industry. Our go-to-market plan is based on a system of social incentives to draw every key user segment, and we count about 30 of them, into a sustained engagement loop that creates communities centered on real estate. Our founding team has done this before. We've built and sold mobile apps for 8 figures, and we have deep experience in real estate operations. We understand how to build technology, community, and real estate sales. Right now, the real estate
Dmitry, your time is over. We are taking time for your feedback. So
yes,
wrap it up.
Industry is in transition. We are positioned just right to capitalize on opportunity. We have the right set of ingredients to win, and we are raising our pre-seed. Questions, please.
Go ahead,
Who wants
Jeni.
to go first? Right?
Sure. I'm trying to understand where the 30% is coming from. You're taking it. I mean, you said it doesn't change the existing flow, but it's new, so it's coming from somewhere, right? So can you explain to me where the commission share comes? Whose pocket is that coming out of? Is that the customer?
Certainly.
Is that the broker? Is that the...
Certainly. So first of all, the referral business model is a mainstay of the industry. If right now I go to pretty much every agent and say, I have a client for you, I'm giving you the client, pay me 30% referral, everybody's going to say, yes, sure. The way we are doing this, we engaging consumers in the app first. We give them the data they cannot get anywhere else. And we are saying we can use this data to support your transaction while you get to work with any agent you like. So from the perspective of that agent, they get a client ready to be serviced. This is what is established. So the business model of getting clients for a referral is established. We are modifying this a little bit by making it a co-brokerage rather than a referral, because we stay involved to support consumer with our data. Does this answer?
Got it. So it is B2C. So you're starting with the customer, not with the agent.
It is kind of B2B2C. We start with the consumer, we build a relationship with the consumer, and then we build an agent partner to service the consumer in the real world while we maintain the relationship with both the consumer and the agent. B2B2C.
Or B2C to B. I mean, you're starting with the consumer, right? Like,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Got it. And competition, yeah, you didn't really touch on what else is going in that regard.
So we don't have time to cover the details. If the question is, does anybody have a social app like this? The answer is no. And the reason is there are a lot of policy and legal questions that have to be answered to do it right. And it requires a very, very particular combination of understanding of how the market works, how to build social apps, how to operate the brokerage. We don't have a direct competition, but obviously everybody is competing for who's going to engage the consumer to assist them with real estate. And of course, there is a competition in which brokerage business model is going to win out. Our view is that we are the fourth generation tech brokerage model, which is an evolution of how this technology platform inserts itself in the marketplace to balance the interests of various parties. But there is no direct competition, because doing something like this has not been possible without figuring out how we can do this within the rules that exist in the industry. And we found ways to articulate the case for why we have to be able to do this legally. That's really the question, because the listings are property of the brokers. They're syndicated through MLS. There are antitrust issues. We address those issues. We are launching the product publicly because the issues are addressed with how the business model is going to work. It was not easy. That's why the timeline took quite a while to figure it out.
Jeni, your thoughts?
So I think just aesthetically for the first thing is we can't really see your slides. And part of it is because it's not full screen. So make sure you figure that out when the next time you ever pitch. The other thing is so I'm not quite understanding what the social aspect of this is. Are you basically saying that brokers, real estate agents, they have a hard time finding people to buy their property or whatever, to get people to buy their property? And so whatever you're doing socially, that's going to bring the flywheel people into the ecosystem. And then once they're in the ecosystem, then it's kind of like the real estate agents. Oh, look, you guys are the heroes because you're providing us real information that we can actually action on an on-time, real-time basis. And so subsequently now these real estate agents have a good following. Because they have a good following, then they're more likely to be able to sell the property. Is that kind of the flow I'm hearing?
Yes. So the social flywheel is big. Social apps all about people inviting people. And for this to work, we need to understand who the people are and how to give them the right incentives. Here's the incentives, very simple. Consumer is in the app, they look at the property, what it's going to sell for. They click, they show their intent. We generate a request for agents to submit their predictions, and not just agents. And then we ask a consumer, you know what, would you like to invite people you know to ask them, how about you import your address book? You're going to find out right away by matching which of your contacts are agents, invite them right away and ask them. Oh, and by the way, invite any friends you know in the market.
We're out of time, sorry. This is your feedback. Thank you for the presentation. And let's continue.
Do you mind if I add something real quick?
Yeah, sure.
For the future, when you're presenting your company, you might want to do it from the perspective of the people who are paying, because it's still really hard to understand. I think we understand the general concept, but it's hard to understand what your business actually is, who's paying, and specifically what is their pain point. And then you're going to have to figure out, if you're not a marketplace, you're going to have to figure out what's your primary customer. Because if you have B to B to C, B to whatever, that means you're basically building two companies, because both sides need very, very different things. And so you want to make sure you communicate those things the next time you pitch.
Thank you.
Dimitri?
Thank you.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I can address this if there is time.
I think we're out of time.
We're out of time. Maybe in the chat you can ask your questions.
Sounds good.
Okay, and the next presenter is Andy Swindler.
Hello.
So Andy, please share your deck Dmitry, can you stop presenting?
Thank you. Yeah, I don't have a deck today, so should I just start?
Better to have a deck, but
Dmitry, can you stop sharing your slides?
Yes, 1 second.
That's fine.
Okay.
okay, Andy, you want me to share your deck? I think I have it here.
Yeah,
Or you want to go as you is?
the 3-minute pitch I prepared doesn't go with that deck, so.
Okay, then go as you is.
All right. Well, I'm Andy Swindler. I'm co-founder of What's that?
Go on.
Good. All right, thanks. I'm Andy Swindler, co-founder of Kogo. You know that rare peaceful moment with a hot cup of tea in your favorite magazine? Then bam, the door slams and we hear swearing. Our partner just got home from another stressful day at work to find the tea bag staining the countertop. Forget, hi honey, I'm home. It's, what the hell is this? And we go back and forth, and before we know it, we're stuck in the same argument from 2 months ago. All we want is warmth, but the wall of ice between us gets thicker and thicker. Go from conflict to connection with Kogo. Our app reveals what's beneath the surface so you can focus on what matters most. Kogo guides you both through those tough moments when you feel like you're at a breaking point. Our live AI mediator helps you pause, shift, and find your way together while keeping your therapist in the loop. And when conflict does occur, you won't end up in another sleepless night apart. 33 million couples already go to therapy in the US, and they need support between sessions. This is personal for me and my co-founder, Rachel Zargo, who is also my wife. We've personally experienced similar challenges in our young marriage, and we know we're not alone. Current AI tools offer some help, and we know we can do better. That's why we're building Kogo. So the problem is that conflict hurts us. Stress and loneliness from conflict increase risk of dementia, stroke, heart disease, mortality. It also costs us. Billions spent on divorce and lost productivity in the workplace, not to mention trillions on global conflict. In our interviews, couples tell us it's hard to pause and communicate in moments of stress and conflict. And they describe what we call the therapy gap, where you have an argument on Saturday, but you wait until the therapy appointment on Thursday to talk about it. And in the meantime, the relationship festers. And couples therapists we interview say that they waste half the session where the couple's trying to remember what even happened during the argument that happened several days earlier. So our solution is an AI relationship navigator. So the basic process that you go through and use the app, first, it'll help you pause, breathe, and regulate during relational and emotional distress, and then connect with each other, shift and find your way together, and then reflect. Interactive journaling, celebrations, activities, and even sharing the summaries with your therapist. So by the time you do get to your therapy appointment, you're going to supercharge those sessions. This technology is patent pending, this innovation where two people are talking to the AI at once, and the therapy bridge, as I mentioned, to share summaries ahead of time, a relationship map so the AI remembers the most important people in your life. And we're deeply committed to privacy and ethical AI, especially with everything that's going on.
Thank you. Thank you, Andy.
Go ahead,
Time for
Jeni.
the feedback.
You want to start, Jeni?
Sure. So great, awesome. Yes, I think relationships have a lot of issues. I think it's a good area that you're trying to solve between therapy sessions. How is your so say I'm in an argument with my partner and it's an intermediary for us. What's the algorithm behind it? What exercises does it put us through? How does it know how to mitigate what's going on between us? All of those things. I think that I don't think you talked about that, as well as what is the adoption for you so far in terms of folks feeling comfortable with talking to an AI about those types of things in the moment? as well as what's the HIPAA compliance around this?
Yeah.
Lots of
So yeah, we are currently developing the prototype and testing, and we're moving slowly because I imagine most of us have seen the headlines of especially AI that's attempting to replace therapists, not leading to good outcomes. And so we have a whole network of like 900 thought leaders, mediators, therapists, and folks in relationship experts. And we are very carefully bringing in different exercises just for the moment. One of the things we are avoiding is the idea of 20 questions. So a lot of couples apps, you get there and it's 20 questions and it's courses. So this is going to be interactive from day one, and we'll bring in exercises right when you need them. And at the end of the day, a lot of what's needed in our research, interviewing couples, is actually fairly basic, like helping you pause and breathe and regulate in the moment. And some of those are mindfulness exercises. So we want to keep it simple. That's essential, bringing any kind of technology into a crisis moment like this, to keep it really simple and accessible and not actually make it worse. In terms of adoption, we have 200 people on our beta waitlist. We're currently working with therapists right now to sign letters of intent to bring this into their practice. Interestingly, even people who are quite skeptical and don't trust sort of mainstream AI for a variety of reasons, get really excited about our solution and what we're building because it's so focused on this.
Fantastic.
And I'm sorry, go ahead, Jeni, you have another?
Oh, no, it's okay. That's awesome. Some things I would recommend is by the time you actually got into the meat of your company, about a little over 2 minutes had already passed. And so you're spending a little bit too much time on your intro and the narrative and not really getting into the meat of your company for 3 minutes. I think something else to talk about is the things that you had just mentioned. The traction you do have, and then numerically. So, like, out of 100 people, out of 100 potential couples that would do this, 80% that they're completely on board of doing this. The other thing is when you're giving your presentation, you want to tell us very specifically what are the issues of the therapists, and then what are the issues of the couples. Be even more specific, because we're going to want to know how are you solving for those specific things. So bring in the somatic things, bring in other things that you had mentioned right off the bat, so we have a better understanding. Because from the get-go, when we hear what you're saying, I see hundreds of pitch decks in any given month, and I see a lot of companies doing what you're trying to do. And so if we were to look you up in comparison to anyone else, from this pitch alone, you sound like everyone else. So you want to drill into what exactly it is you're solving for specifically.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
Thank
in the last 30 seconds, very quickly, so you're wrapping which of the LLMs? I mean, you're not making your own LLM, so what's the back end?
Primarily Claude.
Okay, and I assume this is a subscription model that's like a per couple price per month or per session, or how do you price this?
Yeah, it's per couple, either monthly or annual credit based. So it's usage based, where you'll have an average annual subscription of $70 per couple in terms of revenue, and additional credits that you can buy for more usage.
Okay.
Thank you, Andy. And this is your feedback.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for your time. We can continue. And next is Adam Reinhardt.
I'm here.
Second, let's put you on the stage. Adam, you can start sharing the deck and tell when you're reading.
Can you see everything correctly?
Yep.
Yeah,
Awesome.
let's go.
I'm ready. Hi, I'm Adam. I am the founder of Sparkle. Our slogan is simple. Let's make your car sparkle. Now think about the last time that you needed your car washed or detailed. Maybe you drove around looking for a place, sat in line, or messaged a random detailer on Facebook and just hoped they'd show up. On the flip side, detailers are chasing leads through phone calls, text messages, dealing with cancellations, and losing time managing logistics instead of actually working. This industry is running like it's 1995. That's the gap Sparkle is here to close. For car owners, there's no fast, trusted way to compare and book. Quality is inconsistent, and tools like phone calls and text messages are outdated. For providers, the story is just as broken. No modern booking or payment tools, difficulty standing out, and constant lost revenue from cancellations and scheduling gaps. It's a two-sided problem. Owners are frustrated with access, providers are frustrated with growth. Exactly the kind of problem a marketplace. That's Sparkle, the car wash and detailing marketplace. Think DoorDash or Airbnb, but for your car. For car owners, discover vetted providers instantly, compare their prices and reviews, and then book in seconds. For providers, Sparkle is a missing business platform that they need. Scheduling, payments, retention tools, and visibility in front of high intent customers. The car wash and detailing industry is at $20 billion today in the United States. It globally is already over $50 billion. Sparkle fits into this because there's 60,355 providers in the US with an average Sparkle revenue per provider of $14,688 per year. The ceiling is $886 million in recurring revenue. That's our attainable TAM. If we just capture 2% of our serviceable market, that's $160 million per year. We take 20% for our platform fee per booking. We will also sell provider subscriptions for unlocking AI feature tools. On top of that, we'll add on revenue with upsells, enterprise car washes, and fleet and dealership contracts. We're currently raising $500,000 on a safe round with a $5 million value cap. We'll launch in Tampa, Florida, scale the supply, and build a playbook to replicate city by city. And the traction is already here. We have 17 mobile detailers on our wait list right now, pre-launch. Providers are showing over $200,000 in ARR right now. This industry is where food delivery was before DoorDash. Fragmented, frustrating, and waiting for a unifying platform. Whoever solves it first will own the billions in transactions. Let's make your car sparkle.
Okay, thank you,
Perfect
Adam.
timing. I mean, I think you nailed the timing.
A lot of practice went into that.
Yeah, you couldn't have cued the music any better than that. I think part of the question is the economics of the market, right? So the 20% sounds very steep in a market that I assume has very tight margins.
Yeah.
What are they used to paying anyone for leads? Is this a new market proposition for them? I mean, clearly you're saving time and effort, but I'm not sure how much they would value it. So can you explain the
So the mobile
economics on their
detailers that I speak to, they're all having, similar issues with the problems I talked about solving. So the value proposition is giving them more than just giving them demand, right? Giving them ease and convenience, handling the customer relationship side of things, and then also give that customer retention back. A lot of times, customers either get a couple of details a year or one, and then they don't refer to anybody. So a lot of time these detailers are just relying on advertising, which they're doing themselves or paying somebody else. And I literally just talked to somebody Sunday. He is actually number 17 on the list, and his lead generation agency is they're taking 50% of everything they give him. So, and those margins don't give them enough to grow. I believe 20% is definitely doable.
So you expect them to cut back on marketing? I mean, that's where the money's coming from, I guess, is what you're saying.
Yeah. That's essentially.
Okay. And then I would also assume that there are a bunch of small players, right? Or is there an aggregation play in here? Is there a big provider of detailing services that I'm just not aware of?
So there are a few marketplace providers, but they're a provider in a sense of things. So Spiffy, they do about $50 to $60 million a year. Go Wash is another big one. Honk is another type of competitor as well. But there's tons of providers out there. I think the average revenue is about $400,000 per car wash and detailing business in the industry. That's from IBS World. So there's some big players on there. I have one big player in South Florida. And I don't know the exact amount he's doing, but for, LTV or ARR for me, it's about $60,000 a year, and he's got 12 people on his staff.
Go ahead, Jeni.
Okay, so I think what I'm hearing then is your plan is to replace whatever existing solutions that they're using, and then that's where the money is coming from. This is not in addition to what they're already spending to
Yes.
get customers.
Yes.
Okay. So that's something you want to make clear, because as Roy was saying, when I saw that 20%, I was like, no way. And so if this is something you're using to replace, then you're going to want to tell us, what are they using today? More specifically,
Okay.
what is it that you're actually replacing, and why is that
Mhm.
better? So for example, they're spending 50% of each service just to find people, and you're like, oh, but by the way, we're going to drop people in your lap, and we're only going to take 20%. In addition to that, we're like, you've got 4 companies that you're giving money to just to get customers, get rid of them all. We're gonna do all this work for you. So tell us what you're doing more specifically, because right now
Okay.
it sounds very generic and you kind of sound like an add-on. So 20% is quite a lot for adding on to what already thin margins they have. The other thing is the TAM. I guess it's not necessarily that your market is niche, but it also is small. So you want to tell us a little bit more. If you want to be a venture-backed company, you want to tell us a little bit more about what your vision is. Are you
Mhm.
rolling this out nationwide? What is that going to look like? Are you going to take what you've learned in the car industry, and are you going to move it to other service industries? So all the service industries, they struggle with the same thing. And so is that something that you're going to end up conquering after cars, etc.? So you want to tell us a little bit about that.
Okay.
And I guess this is for everyone in the audience. If you have a more niche-ier industry, you're definitely going to want to dig into your TAM, and then what is it that you're going to grow into. If people are like, oh, your industry is too small, that'll help you when investors say things like that, because they will.
Thank you.
Yeah, the more unfamiliar the standard person is, the more you want to have the perspective of the person paying you. Like, because we don't know the economics of car dealing, right? Car
Mhm.
detailing. So the more you can tell us that 20% is a great deal comparatively, that's the perspective of the customer is what matters at the end of the day.
Yep. I like that. Thank you.
Thank you, Adam. Great presentation, and this is your feedback. Please stop sharing. And the next who will go, Denise Wordov.
Yeah,
Are you ready?
dear colleagues, hello. Do you hear me?
Just a second.
I'm trying to stop
Please
sharing.
stop sharing a screen. Yeah, for me to have an opportunity to
Sorry,
share
give me a
with
second.
my
I'm trying to
screen.
find
Yeah.
it. Where's the button at for that?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, beautiful. Okay.
Okay, Dennis, let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, just a moment. Yeah, I'm ready, dear colleagues. So, hello to everyone. My name is Dennis. I'm a doctor. And what we deal with, pharmaceutical companies want more prescriptions, their medicines for physicians, and their brand loyalty. Physicians want to take part in scientific studies and get information about effectiveness and safety of new drugs. Patients want to improve their quality of life. How to combine it all? We create cloud CRM for any digital health project sponsored by pharmaceutical companies with involvement of physicians and patients to data collection. It can be clinical registries of patients with different diseases, observational studies, programs of laboratory diagnostics, patient support programs, telemedicine services, etc. We had good traction in Central Asia. We deal with global pharmaceutical companies, but their budgets in CIS countries are smaller than in the US. That's why we decide to choose the US market as our main local market. This market is really huge and it grows something like 20% every year. And of course, we understand that we can earn enough money. So our business model is non-exclusive or urgent license sales for pharmaceutical companies, and also cross services, project management, medical writing, biostatistics. We can also make B2B and B2G sales. Our main advantages towards competitors are that we have no-code platform to start any project within a couple of weeks. Also, we had wide custom tool for any nosology, so we can use it by any farm company for any their drug. And of course, it's online, and we shouldn't have to download anything. So there are a lot of technical advantages. We have strong team with good traction in CIS countries, and now we decided to relocate to Silicon Valley. And we have our request like proceed to server relocation, hiring a local team, IP rights registration and accreditation of laws and other things. And we are going to have our first commercial contract due to 6-8 months and scaling there in the US. Thank you.
Fast. You are still have time. We can start feedback so you get more.
Thank you.
Roy, you want to start?
You have 30 seconds left. Is there anything that you want to tell us? What you breeze through your slides super fast. Is there a slide you want to give us a little bit more information on, since you have 20?
Yeah, the most interesting thing that we had the same clients in Kazakhstan and CIS countries, like in the US, we can deal with them because they are global pharmaceutical companies, and we play for their standards and standard operation procedures due to last nearly 10 years. So it's very important if we speak about our team experience.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, your pitch is very different. You're an established company. You already have revenue in a global platform. The big risk and challenge is regulation in the US market, and obviously some competitors in the US market. I would almost just start exactly where that is, right? Like you start with your history. We are a revenue generating entity in a global world, and now this is a market entry strategy. Like you're not, I don't consider you a startup. I consider you a scale up because you're now doing a market entry strategy into the US. And so it's all about who are the US competitors, what's the US regulation, and what do you need to do to stand that up, and why are you raising money versus using the revenue that you have in other markets to do it, right? It's a space I know nothing about. I read your first sentence and I'm like, I don't know what that means at all. So that's the other thing I would say is if you're raising money from angels or VCs not in the pharma space, you want to put that into very simple English, because at the moment I'm like, so you do what again? Like I'm just, make it straightforward.
Thank you so much for your feedback.
Sounds good. Yeah, go ahead, Jeni.
So why is it that you're raising $100,000 when you already have large customers?
So we think that it can help us to scale rapidly, scale faster, because we will not take our income from our CIS region and use local money for local market. We thought about it in such a way. But of course, we can financial together with the VC or angel investor some money due to this process. Of course, we have revenue and we have income in CIS companies, but sometimes it's very difficult to understand that you will have to deal with our CIS countries companies because we speak only about local US market, and maybe VC fund will not want to have in that countries our representatives, and maybe we can start sales only into the local US market, and that's why we will have to close these companies in that countries, and there will be no revenue or income.
I see. So then, did you raise money when you were in your country?
Yeah, we raised $1.5 million in 2022.
Okay, so to what Roy was saying, my one recommendation is from Alex, get the recording, because every question that Roy answered, you have to answer. You have to have, that's it, because you're doing a market entry, basically you're just doing a localization. Your pitch deck is going to be a little bit different, and you're going to want to treat your company as the stage that it's in, not the stage that not a pre-seed, because you're only raising in the US. Because we're going to want to know, how much did you raise? How did you use that money? What's the revenue you've gotten? What's the traction? But the biggest thing is I understand that US may or may not have competitors that are doing the same thing, and that's why you're going to benefit. But we've got to know more specifically what those things are, what companies exist in the US, and why they don't have what they have. Because right now, it's more of a perception question of, how does this person, healthcare is so complicated in the US, how is this person going to be able to, one, understand the landscape? If I don't have a full grasp that they understand the problem that the pharmaceuticals in the US are facing, because it's very hard to believe, and I'm not saying it's not true, it's just more from a perception perspective. It's very hard to believe that these massive pharmaceuticals don't have a project management system, which sounds like what you're doing. So if that's also incorrect, then you need to be a little bit more clear about that. I would blow up some of your first slides. The best slide that helps me understand what it is you're doing from a small perspective is actually your business model slide, because it itemizes what your company is.
Yeah, I would also just, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt, Jenny, but really quickly, some of the cheapest money you can raise, we call revenue. And if you have big global customers who you service in CIS and they also work in the US, the simplest way to fund this is prepayment. Give them a 25% discount for a year, because you're cash strapped, they're not cash strapped, right? So it's just a balancing act of, they'll prepay for a discount, and that is the money you use to stand it up in the US, right? So if you already have a trusted relationship in CIS, get your top 3 global customers to prepay you at a discount. You get the cash to do what you do to stand it up. You see what I'm saying? That's much cheaper for you than selling equity.
Yeah, 100%.
Thank you so much.
That also does something for you, is that it gives you a lot more credibility in that these customers you already have, they're willing to take your product and put it into the US market. Because once you're here, if you end up raising money, that you're going to have to prove that anyways. Through pilots, through partnerships, how are you going to get US customers? And that's a huge question mark, not just for you, but any international founder. And frankly, 100,000, it's going to be a hard sell for what you're doing, the industry that you're in, because it's a low amount for what VCs usually invest in, and even angels. So then your cap table is going to be a little iffy for when you want to raise much larger funds in the US. So I would definitely try to look for a different route of funding if possible.
Thank you so
get
much for
100,000
feedback.
out of your customers. Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
Dennis.
thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely.
And the next one who will present is Dmitry Ostrovtsov. Dmitry?
Hello, everyone. Yeah, just sharing my screen. 1 minute.
Let's put here on the stage.
Yeah. So yeah, can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah. So where's the slideshow? Yeah, cool. So yeah, hello everyone. My name is Dmitry. Yeah, thank you to have me here. So first of all, let me ask you, how many of you have troubles or arguments in your kitchen about what to cook today, what meal we should prepare, or other questions about food in your families? I think a lot, because actually 80% of families actually argue over food and meal choices actually every weekend, sometimes every day, because we all have different diets, allergies, busy schedules, And the thing is that uh, we always should compromise, right? We always should discuss what to cook and waste money and time. So that said, that you are not alone, and people not alone this problem. But the thing is that the traditional meal planners, traditional applications, traditional web services, they only focus on individuals and actually ignore the group agreement. But today we all live in societies, and the proof is the market size of this industry. Actually, right now we have a $5 billion food and wellness planning market size at the moment, and the whole food planner service and full in food services about the planning of the food with services, nutrition, it's about like 20 billion dollars at the moment, and the projection is $33 billion to 2033. And actually, right now we have more than 165 million households in US and Europe, and this is actually our addressable market. And the projected annual growth is more than 40% at the moment. So actually, market is huge. And actually, why now? Why we're building this right now? Because families are more diverse right now, and people live together across cultures, across different nationalities, ages, habits, and moreover, that since COVID, digital food become just normal. And moreover, right now, remote work, AI are transforming this industry. So that's why we build the Food Match. Food Match, actually, the world's first harmony-driven meal planner. So what we're building here, we analyze every single allergies, taste, habits, budgets, location to be able to provide ready-to-cook weekly plans, where each dish provides the system, and every dish works for the group, but not only for individuals. And how actually does that work? Every single user completes. Okay. Yeah, ready to have your questions.
Stop on the most interesting part.
Okay. So how does it work? We have the very fun and easy quiz, like 5-7 minutes. Then we do some AI combinations and algorithms, and provides the system that's compatible weekly menus plans for the whole family. And we have freemium subscription, one-time payment with different personalized packs. And of course, we have nutrition on board, family support. We do have plans for the B2B industry. We already signed some letter of agreement with some companies here in Barcelona to be able to provide them these weekly meal plans. We have two founders, Juliana, actually she's my wife, and a wellness and health coach with the MBA diploma. I have two exits previously, and my past company, we hit $15 million ARR, and I exited from it. And we already have 3,000 quizzes, first paid consultations, not on the platform, but outside of the platform. Actually, I built this the platform that I have screenshots here. You can test it, foodmatch.app. You can test it by yourself. So I built it 2 weeks ago with all this
Taking
vibe
time from
coding
your
stuff.
feedback.
Cool.
Wrap it
Yeah.
up, please.
Thank you. Seeking 350K pre-seed.
Want to start, Jeni?
Should I, for example, stop it here or where?
Did you want to start, Jeni, or you want me to start?
You can start. I'm still processing.
Yeah, kind of.
I
So
have
am I.
lots of questions.
we all
It's because
have
I
this
have
problem,
lots of
right?
questions.
Yeah, I mean, so that's the first bit of feedback is like you spent a lot of time on your problem, and I think it's a very intuitive problem, right? Like anyone who lives with if you don't live alone, you get the problem, right? Like so you don't need to spend 15 seconds on the problem. You're not trying to do that. And even the why now, like the problem set is I think is well understood. I think
Yeah.
the real question is who's the buyer? I'm not even sure I know. So who's paying who for what here? Is it a paid app? Is it a subscription for just content, or is there food involved or
Yeah,
delivery
sure.
involved, or is there partnerships with providers? Like I'm not clear. Even this page, I don't understand who's paying who for what. Like,
Okay,
is it just menus? Is it food? Is it?
Okay, so the thing is that right now we have like basic MVP, and we're focusing on families. So mostly our clients are moms or women from families that live together with other people, and they're looking for a very simple solution. Actually, what to buy and what to cook in their families, not to fight with their acquaintance, neighborhoods, families. And we provide actually the very, very super simple solution. We provide them the menu that combines different things like allergies, diets, prefers, and what they're looking for, how much time they can cook, or other questions. You can just pass that quiz, and we provide the menu for them, and this is absolutely free. You can pay $10 right now. It's $10 a month. With you can use it every day, because on free plan you can use it only one time a week. You can use it every day, and we have one-time payment like external menus, and we have add-ons as nutrition consultations. It's like a subscription plus just in-person consultations at the moment. And our plans to go B2B, then to provide plans for employees in the organizations. Yes.
You mentioned something about why would they fight with their neighborhood, the people in their neighborhood? Is this
Neighbors about the food. I mean, actually, right now I mean, the problem is that it's not about only what to cook in the small groups, right? When you students share a room or families that live together, but also sometimes we invite people from our neighborhood. We invite them to cook together, or we don't know just what to cook for them, and if we want to invite some communities around us. So this is also the problem. So we're trying to find a solution for every single small community, for every single small group, not just for families. But right now, at that specific moments, we're focusing only on families, because this is just MVP.
okay, so I I I'm torn. I think, well, first thing I said, just like for practical things is if you're, and this is for everyone, if you know the set time limit you have, reverse engineer how many seconds you can spend on each slide, and then look at what are the top 3 important things that you want to talk about, and buffer a little bit more time, decrease time for some of the other slides to make sure you get all the information that you want us to hear.
Okay.
So what I'm struggling with is, so typically right now we already have similar types of apps. They just don't do the harmonization. They help us figure out
Absolutely.
like what we do for groceries, what meals are we going to make, what we're going to make, all of those different things. And to be quite honest, they're a pain in the ass because I have to put everything in there, etc. And so I'm not really understanding if that's going to be made easier through your product. And then I fully understand the being harmony, and like I'm trying to think like for the kids, if they can like put in the app, Mom, I want this, and then it's all in there, and I can, when I go to the grocery store, like, that's a bonus. But is the time it takes to use this app worth worth less than the harmony that it's going to bring? And it's that value that I'm not quite I don't quite believe, because these types of apps they're not easy, they're not fun, and they're very time consuming. So that's something I think that you're going to have to show us, is that value proposition. Whether it be how much time we spend. My assumption is, based on your business model, there are things that we're missing about your product, because I think that your product is beyond just, hey, let's get everyone to agree this is what we're going to eat for dinner. So you want to make sure you communicate that, because right now all we're hearing is, hey, if I want I want my entire family to agree we're going to eat this for dinner on Thursday night. Then if that's the only thing that you're offering, which it doesn't sound like it is, but that's a really tough sell.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I have some ideas in mind, but I think I will share it on the next speech.
Thank you,
Awesome.
Dmitry.
Thank you.
Yeah, and the other
Lots
thing is you're
of
gonna.
time.
Oh, sorry. The other thing is you're going to want to tell us if there is overlap between what you're doing with the other types of companies I'm mentioning. You have to bring that in.
Okay, got
To
it.
take that into consideration. Yep.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you, Dmitry.
stop sharing.
Yes, please. And the next one should go Stanislav Kapulkin.
Hi everyone, my name is Stanislav. I'm founder of Viet. And I'm addressing the problem of reliability of LMs in context of company process automations. 1 second. Okay, so LM can make impressive work and then do stupid things. And at that moment, we realize that they actually do not understand the problem they solve. And that prevents from bigger automation in companies using AI. To solve this problem, we should supplement LM with good context, which should include high-level goals, more low-level processes, tasks and metrics, and code. And of course, we should build all this context from the current company documents, code, and messaging chats. And we should update these in real time. And AI agent which will have this context and which will able to synchronize all these parts of the context properly will able to work reliably on the complicated tasks. And in Viet, we developed such solution. We implemented a parser which works with documents, with PDFs, and with code, and constructs a single model of the company, a very detailed model which takes into account each aspect of the company. And what is very important, this model can be visualized as a foldable diagram, which is quite clear for users, though that users can control how the AI agent works, and they can edit these diagrams. And this opens the road to the collection of datasets based on edits from users. And this dataset is a very specific, is how goals are decomposed into the problems and processes, how problems decomposed into sub-problems and transformed into solutions. Such dataset enables training of LM, which is focused on problem-solving aspect, and enables to create an agent which will be focused on problem solving. And collecting our private dataset creates a mode which gives a competitive advantage to our company comparing to our competitors. This is the roadmap. There is some video example. I will not continue with it, which shows how it can work in the interactive problem-solving behavior from the user. Well, we have some early validation and small traction. We work with several companies which admit that they understand this visual language and they like it. We have small waiting list with high rate of conversion. Our core team is two very talented, genius mathematicians and developers, me and Pavel, who have experience in all required math, including LM stack. Thank you for attention.
Okay. Jeni, you want to start?
Sorry? Did someone just call me?
Yeah, did you want to start? I can start if you want. So I'm not clear who's paying and how they're paying, and is this a one-time consulting gig that gets them set up? Are you making your own LLM and you're just a rag in front of it? Like, I'm not clear. Both the revenue and cost dynamics of this are not clear to me.
Currently, we use not RAG, not a simple RAG, but quite sophisticated RAG supplemented with additional math. So it's not just prompting and RAG. This is additional math, which gives foundation for the structure, layered structure of any task solution. First of all, now we use we have now our LLM, but we see the road how we can collect license-free dataset, which will be possible to use to train our own solution. Yeah, that's the answer.
Okay, and so it's a consult. Is this a consulting business? Is this a subscription business? Is it what's the economics of this?
It's a service with subscription and token based pricing. It's
Okay,
like IDEA for program development, but not only for programmers task development, but for any general planning, like marketing campaign planning, like engineering solution planning, like any company modernization planning, this stuff.
Okay, so you're selling to the engineering team, or you're selling to the CEO, or who's the buyer? I'm not clear who
product managers, CTOs, CRO, senior research officers of the companies, and company owners who want to control the company and the team using such high-level diagram, and maybe replace some team members with AI or help them to automate their processes with AI. So this is the map for C-levels of the company to integrate AI and control them and the whole team in using a single map. That is.
Okay, I'll let you go, Jeni.
So, okay, so my question to you is in your pitch today, right now, what is your main goal?
Of course, to get feedback.
Okay. But feedback from whom? So the reason why I'm asking this is this pitch, if you were demoing your product to the tech side of the project managers of the company that you're trying to get as customers, this would be good. Except if you're trying to sell us or tell us what your business is, not so much. Because you have to tell us who your customer is, and then who are the decision makers. How are you going to get the interest of the decision makers from there? And that's your starting point, right? And so project managers, they struggle with this because they can't figure out the existing LLMs. It's a black box. They can't figure out X, Y, and Z. And so they're going to need and want this technology. Right. So that's one piece of it. The other thing is it sounds like you're selling to B2B companies, so enterprise, what have you. If that's the case, then you have to understand what is it that they look for in companies that they hire. So for example, one, they need to see some way to measure how your company is benefiting them. So whether that be a dashboard of sorts, whether that be specific metrics that you know your customer is looking for, and then you match that up. So, and we don't even know, I can't even be more prescriptive because I don't know who you're, like what type of company you're targeting, size, anything, what they're looking for. And so, but that's the kind of stuff you want to tell us is this is my customer, this is the size, this is what they struggle with very specifically, and then this is how we're going to help them. And so even your solution slide, it tells us more the how, but it doesn't tell us the what.
Or
and
the
so
why.
we need to understand the what before we can even like contemplate the how. and seeing if the how fits in our companies. So that's the first piece of it, because unfortunately, and this is for everyone, unfortunately for B2B enterprise, having a better product is half the battle, if even that. The biggest battle is can they envision that your product is going to fit into their company? Because you have to understand, it's not just implementation cost, it's creating the process. Who's going to create the process to implement all this stuff? Who's going to teach who's going to teach all the project managers? Who's going to teach all the other departments how to do this? How are they going to onboard? How are they going to bring this on? Is this going to work? Are we going to measure? These are the types of questions that enterprise people are asking themselves when they look at companies to bring on. And so this is the kind of stuff that you're going to want to talk about in what you're doing, so that we can buy into seeing that this is going to help. And I think it will help. I think you're onto something. The tech is kind of cool. How you're looking at the tech is kind of cool. It's just, you got to tell us what the business is. If that's something, I guess, if that's your goal, more or
Okay,
less.
still open question for me to address enterprises or medium businesses. I suppose better to start with medium businesses to polish the product and then go to enterprises.
Right, but I guess but I think we might, I don't know, Alex, how are we on time? But to drill down even more, medium-sized businesses, oh my gosh, there's like millions of them. You can't address all of them in what you're doing. And then R has a question there. So just a glorified agent. Yes, that's also a question that I had. So you want to differentiate between what are people doing now, and then how you're an advantage to what people can do in the future.
Yeah, I mean, is your client base the people who failed using a standard LLM, or people who've never used an LLM, or what's how are you identifying a customer? That's a big part of this.
Clients who tried to deliver to LLM big tasks and found that LLMs make mistakes in planning, or they made significant amount of work quite well, but then a lot of another significant part not well, or there are a lot of small errors everywhere, and you should read carefully everything to fix it. And this is irritating. And the better context enables validation, where small errors everywhere will not occur or will be fixed automatically based on feedback in a feedback phase to LM, and so everything will become more reliable, and bigger tasks will be solved better without mistakes or with a less amount of mistakes.
This is something that you're gonna want to quantify. So because of the existing way that things are done, the LLMs make 100,000 mistakes a day for each individual programmer. And then that translates into wasted time of 30 minutes a day for every programmer. Multiply that out by how much money they could have been making, or they should have been making, or how much time they're spending, etc. Wasted because of this time, and then you can easily fix. So
Yeah,
you're going to want to quantify things like that.
That's a good example for developers, yes.
Thank you, Stanislav. We are a bit out of time. Thank you for your presentation, and hope you're happy with the feedback. Jeni, Roy, do you think we can have time for another one, and then we can wrap up and find the best pitch, or you want to wrap up now?
I'm sure it was 11:20. I have a couple extra minutes if someone else wants to pitch.
About you, Roy?
One more quick pitch. Yeah, I'll tell my next meeting I'm running a little late.
Hey, Arthur, do you want to pitch for just 2 minutes, maybe?
All right, let's make this time efficient then. Let's not waste time. Thank you guys for giving me the opportunity, and let me share my screen. Sure. All right, I hope you see my screen right now.
Yep.
All right, so I'm Arthur from Database, and we're helping e-commerce store to optimize for shopping agents. The ChatGPT invisibility is e-commerce dev. Like for very small e-commerce, The tide is turning. There is a lot of people that go search for products, no more on Google, but they go on ChatGPT. Every day I use more ChatGPT. And for big company, they'll be resilient. But for small store that don't appear on ChatGPT results, they will die. And agencies are very expensive for these guys. So we help them be agent ready today. We optimize the store, and we do that thanks to AI. And thanks to AI, we can make it very cheap. Optimizing means optimizing for humans at the same time of agents, so make the store better. This is possible because we have a Shopify all-star team. We have 3 guys that worked 3 years in a Shopify agency. We know Shopify inside out, and we know the things very well. We've built and grown Shopify, and now we want to keep doing that. We've launched a small MVP, and we've made some apps. This is for free software, but still people loved it, and we had a very low CPC. We're very happy about the early results. So we want to go on with a bigger market. And we think that this is the SAM. We think that an ARPU can be up as high as $500 for 3 million Shopify stores. And 77% are doing A/B testing now, which is a proxy. So we think we can have a 1.2 billion. But of course, that's not enough because the future of ChatGPT and agents is going much further. We want first to optimize for Shopify, then for other e-commerce. But then the biggest bet is that the future, there will be agent native shops with no human interface, and we want to optimize for that. And that's about that.
And we will have 3 minutes for the feedback, very short.
I like the idea. I think it's good. I think you've identified a really good use case that's relevant for right now. I would not say no one else is doing this because I think I've seen, I quite honestly, I've seen about 30 pitch decks that are doing something similar. But I love your background. You're from Shopify. You've done this. You've seen this. So I would double down on that. But I would also try to identify more specifically where the future is going. Because once you've tackled this is a pretty easy problem to tackle. It's just no one has quite gotten there to tackle it yet for various reasons. So there's a lot of potential for growth. And I envision this as one feature in an entire product line. And so that's also something to think about as well, because AI is moving so fast that a feature that was one person's product becomes one person's feature in a larger product literally in months. And so even though many people are talking specifically about what you're talking about, what is the future trajectory? Because you're not, once people figure out what you're saying, or once people figure out what you're doing, many people are going to copy that. And then what you're doing is going to become a given, just like it has for the internet industry, right? SEO.
Yeah, makes sense.
SEO is like
Exactly.
Exactly. So you're going to want to tell us, where is this going? Because I think what you're doing is probably best as a feature of a larger product as opposed to just the product itself.
Amazing feedback. Thank you.
Yeah, again, leverage, right? Like at the end of the day, you have to, the main question here is, so why isn't Shopify doing this? Why won't they do it directly? And all the Shopify store creators, right? There's a million people who will put up a Shopify store for you. And as Jeni alluded to, like that's just going to be an add-on. So the question is, how do you make it such that it's so much easier and faster for you to do it for them that they won't bother to do it themselves, right? That you have a level of sophistication or integration. And I do think you don't want to be a direct strategy. You don't want to do a Shopify store at a time. You want to be a channel strategy, right? Like powered by Datablaze, or you're the ingredient inside, right? That's how you make it such that you can leverage things fast and be you're a turbo boost. You're a turbo booster on someone else's machine, right? Especially Shopify. I mean, the biggest thing you have is the Shopify relationships and history that you have, that that Shopify won't get to this. It's on their dev list, but it's 50 and they only do 3 items per quarter. So it's never going to happen. So you can become the channel in, right? Like, I mean, that's yeah.
Thank you.
Amazing feedback. Thanks for pushing the for pushing so far. Thank you, guys.
No worries.
Thank you, Arthur. And we have to wrap up our meeting. Roy, Jeni, please tell us what startup, in your opinion, was the best for today, and we will give them some honor.
Go ahead, Jeni. You have an opinion?
I'm looking at everything. I don't actually.
So yeah, I mean, I'll start. I think they're all very different from each other. Like comparing them is a hard thing to do. They're in very different markets, very different approaches. Data Blaze, I think, is in a very well understood space and solving a very specific problem that is well known. Like I think, for an investor, it's all about diversification and understanding the problem set. And that opportunity slide is all about the problem solution, right? Like, and so it was a very, especially in lightning time, I think, it's clear Arthur gets the space. He has history in the space. They get the problem and they have a solve. Boom. And what did you do that in 2 minutes, right? Like, that's a good pitch in that regard. I'm not saying that the rest weren't interesting ideas, but it's all about focus, right? We call it an elevator pitch for a reason, right? You got 30 seconds to very quickly describe the problem and the solution. And that's the focus that I think everyone needs to hone in on, right? If it's too big or it's too squirrely, it's hard to convince an investor to part with their money.
Agreed. So I think everyone did a really good job, especially it's not easy, especially if you don't pitch often. It's not easy to pitch in front of a bunch of strangers. And so I think everyone in their own right, their ideas and their companies, they're not bad ideas. They're really good ideas. Now I think it's just a matter of how are you digging deep in how are you different? How are you differentiating? And then how are you going to stay different? Because right now it's super easy to copy almost any company. And so what is your future in that? But I think the underlying theme with everyone is who's your customer? Why is it that they so desperately need what you're doing? That should be your first and foremost, most important thing that you're trying to convince your listeners, your readers, investors, customers of, because without these customers, you don't have a company. And so the only advice that I can give to everyone, the most important advice is you have to nail who the customer is and convince us why it's such a huge problem and why you're going to solve for it. It sounds so generic, but no one really talked about that today, with the exception of Arthur. And so it's common advice, but advice that I find is not really executed on, oddly.
All right, so I would add a few cents in here. So I think you guys, first of all, you nailed it. It was fantastic feedback, and I am excited to see startups pitching so many different ideas. And the final project with jumping in and nailed this in 2 minutes was fantastic. So with that said, who would be the winner, Alex? Do you have any? So in your opinion?
In my opinion, everyone also did great. I would say the Arthur had less time, but he was very well prepared. So I think it deserves at least for the best presentation for today.
Do you guys agree, Jeni, Roy?
Yeah. I mean, you get the proposition. I mean, if you can do it in 2 minutes, if you can state the problem, state the solution, who's paying who for what in 2 minutes, that's a pretty tight pitch. That's good.
All right.
I think I want to emphasize for everyone else who pitched, it's not necessarily your idea. It's not necessarily your company. It's just the information that you chose to focus on either wasn't clear, wasn't getting to the point, and didn't help us understand why we should invest in your business. And so go back, take a look at the look at pitch deck formats, and the reason why that the topics are there is because they're business oriented, and you're creating a business, so we want to know about your business.
Fantastic. So this is fantastic feedback. So Arthur is the winner, and congratulations, Arthur. We will also share this news on our social media that you are the winner, but also everyone is the winner because you guys came here to pitch in front of a large audience. It's not easy, you are limited, it's stressful, sometimes slides not working, sometimes you realize that you are not prepared and they're giving you straightforward feedback. So that's still great job. It's fantastic, but making this better is your opportunity, and we look forward to improve. You achieve your results. And with that said, we have GGW Sharks upcoming event during San Francisco Tech Week, as I said in the beginning. So if you happen to be in San Francisco, please RSVP or spread the word. We have the event in downtown San Francisco on October the 10th. And if you're in Los Angeles, it will be during a late tech week on October 17th. So we would like to see you in person. Let's spread the word. Let's make some noise. But with Jeni and Roy, thank you so much for participating, giving feedback. And before you go, we have one last thing. Let's take a group photo of us and people here. So wave, I'll take a screenshot and we will post this on social media. 3, 2, 1. Here you go. Beautiful people. Fantastic. So with that said, I would like you guys to stay in touch. Please share your final contacts and please support us on social media. Alex did a great job today. Please stay in touch with him. He shared his contacts. And if you have anything to go global world, be part of our community. We will dare to help, but please help each other. Alex, please close. Alex, you closing?
Yeah.
That's it. All right.